One of the awkward parts that I'm noticing right now that's happening is every time your strafe ends, your crosshair is being pulled with the strafe. So something that you have to remember is that when you're tracking, it's gonna sound so odd, but you have to like counter your strafe almost when you're tracking. Oh, yep, that looks a lot better. So what I'm noticing first is we're tracking, and then the strafe is getting pulled to the end here. So we're tracing, crosshair is getting pulled to the right, tracing, crosshair is getting pulled to the left. So the way you counter this is by tracking a little bit further to the right. So let's say like I'm trying to get my crosshair to land in the center. I'm tracking the dot. My crosshair is actually a little bit to the right so that it ends here. Then when I'm tracking to the left, notice how my crosshair is on the left end of this black dot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm strafing to the left, my crosshair is going to be on the right side. See that? Left side, right side. So that when my strafe ends, my crosshair is back in the middle.
Okay.
Last time we were here, I believe we looked at one of your fracture games and you were doing really well. And then we like did the live review of the Haven game, which obviously we were also shooting well. We had that really impressive 4K. I think from what I recall, we were really picking up on the mechanics at the very end there, making sure we were moving while shooting and stuff like that. But we were very much in tune mechanically. And unfortunately, we had to kind of cut off when we were finally building some momentum. But I kind of want to, I guess, make sure that that is still our focus point, is the mechanics. I kind of think of it as like the tutorial phase. You don't really like graduate from the tutorial until you're out of gold. It's probably a little bit different for everyone. But in our case, it could be a little bit earlier. But I just want to reinforce the mechanics. We were doing well. It's been a bit of a break for both of us since that Haven game. So for chat, I think we're gonna spend today as a drill day and see where we're at mechanically as like a benchmark threshold. So we're gonna check in with Path to see where we're at on those, and then from there we'll just iterate and just spend today mostly for practicing purposes. So we're set up for the following weeks. Did you have anything you wanted to, I guess, add to that?
Nope. That's what I've been looking forward to getting back to. But I honestly, okay, I tried a little bit on Friday and I was like, wait, I'm so rusty. So this might take a second.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, we'll have all session just to get through the drills. The first thing that I would like to start on, even before this, is probably just shooting bots, just to get yourself warmed up. I think it's gonna be pretty important. Whenever you open the game as well, you'll do this, but I just want to visually show you the starting point. It's just literally super simple, left to right. This is how I always get back into the game after a long break. I just keep it extremely simple and I'm just aiming left to right. I'm not really flicking. I'm just going smoothly from bot to bot, trying to make sure that I don't skip over any. Just do this for a little bit. Don't rush. Try to get your crosshair maintaining head height. It looks super simple, but trust me, it's a little bit harder than you would expect. And then as you get a bit more comfortable, you can increase the pace. But for now, we can just keep it nice and slow. Whenever you're ready, we'll flip over to you on that one.
So practice?
Yep.
Okay.
And super simple, left to right. Bit nice and smooth. Something that you can keep in mind here, and I'll just let you keep going as I talk over. Just like imagine like you're gliding across and like you're maintaining like a always like in motion on your mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Left to right, right to left. Very smooth here. And then next up, I'll hop back into it and we'll just do a very minor variation, super easy. I'm just gonna hop back into my end here. And what you'll do, you're basically doing the exact same thing, but you're just gonna jump up on the sledge. You've probably seen this before, super easy. And same thing, left to right, but this time there's a little bit of elevation. So just try to prioritize the left and right still. So kind of go, I guess, between what makes sense. But you don't really have to be super strict about it. We're just gonna go a little bit vertical motion as well, prioritizing that fluidity here, getting your crosshair on target, make sure you're hit confirming. We'll do this for about like maybe a couple of run throughs, left to right, right to left, and then we'll move on to adding some more movement. But I'll let you do this for a little bit. Nice and easy. It's always disorienting when there's a bot that spawns and ruins the flow.
Yeah. Oh.
Very good. Don't overthink it. Whatever feels natural. The most important thing when you get back from a break is just getting used to the feeling of everything again, so I like to start slow. I don't know if I've talked to you about aim technique before, but this is probably a good time to talk about it. Notice how like these are all micro adjustments, and typically with micro adjustments, they should be like smoother, low tension. Whereas like if you were to flick from left to right at the edges of the bots, it's going to be higher tension. So when you're doing micro adjustments in game, like let's say you're peeking an angle and your crosshair placement's like slightly off, micro adjustments should be smooth and controlled like this. Maybe not this slow, but the key is just smooth and controlled. So something to keep in mind, but this is a nice way to kind of get a feel for micro adjustments. Okay, so let's move on from this and add some movement here. I wanted to keep it simple for you. Like we won't use any bots at first. So this is probably similar to the Hooch benchmarks with his little noise cues here. We'll do that in a second, and I have to remind myself what it is. I'll probably pull up the video. But just to start with, let's just pick a wall here. I despawn the bots, and let's just start here, shooting naturally. Be okay pausing if you want, but just make sure you're getting all of your bullets in this cluster. So part of this is going to be tracking the angle, and then obviously shooting the angle. So I think just getting this cadence down, whatever feels natural to you. We'll start here, trying to shoot 2 bullets, no more, no less. Just a natural 2 bullet cadence here, making sure everything is orange bars, and yeah, going from there. Of course, you can speed it up, but we won't do that just yet. Just keep it nice and slow.
Okay.
If it feels awkward at first, feel free to just track the angle first. Like just strafing back. Yeah, exactly. Get your, that's good. I was just trying to find the little center. One of the awkward parts that I'm noticing right now that's happening is every time your strafe ends, your crosshair is being pulled the strafe. So something that you have to remember is that when you're tracking, it's gonna sound so odd, but you have to like counter your strafe almost when you're tracking. Oh, yep, that looks a lot better.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's very odd. You'll get the feel for it, but just trying to remove that like very visual jitter is going to be really important for you. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. I think after a couple of reps there, we were really telling on that. We're gonna make that a little bit harder for you. So I am going to do the same thing again, but to start with, let's just shoot a little dot here a couple of times so it's dark. And what I want you to do is actually pull out your knife instead and just try to track it as best as you can. And what you'll notice is when I end the strafe, your crosshair is going to kind of jump back. So, but the reason why I want to do this, just to make it a little bit harder, is what I'm noticing first is we're tracking, and then the strafe is getting pulled to the end here. So we're tracing, crosshair is getting pulled to the right, tracing, crosshair is getting pulled to the left. So the way you counter this is by tracking a little bit further to the right. So let's say like I'm trying to get my crosshair to land in the center. I'm tracking the dot. My crosshair is actually a little bit to the right so that it ends here. Then when I'm tracking to the left, notice how my crosshair is on the left end of this black dot. And then when I'm strafing to the left, my crosshair is going to be on the right side. See that? Left side, right side. So that when my strafe ends, my crosshair is back in the middle.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. And we're going to do that with your knife first. So if you're strafing to the left, put your crosshair on the right side. Strafing to the right, put your crosshair on the left side.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just jump into it.
This is difficult.
It's okay. Yeah, the thing probably despawns a bit too quickly. Maybe you can use that little, like that screw on the wall over there on the left there.
This one?
Yeah, that one there. So just remember, when you're strafing to the right, you're aiming at the far left. And it's important here that you use your focal attention, like your focus, and actually look at the edges, and it should help. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. Maybe to start with, you can just track the screw, just strafing from left to right, and see what that feels like. It might be easier as well if you back up just a little bit. just keep full strafing. Left, right. Keeping your crosshair in the screw. See how that feels first? From what I can tell, it seems like we're a little bit jittery. You can do it with the bot. Try with the bot. Yeah, let me show my screen here. We'll make a quick adjustment. F3, eliminate 50, bot start. And we're just gonna kill a couple of bots until this one's actually perfect. So what you wanna do here is you just wanna strafe around the bot continuously. You've done this before. Continuously. But after a couple, I'll let you do this first. Just trying to get the bot on the crosshair's head, or sorry, your crosshair on the target's head. But what you'll notice is after a while, you'll start to automatically drift to the sides intentionally. So in this case here, if I'm strafing to the left, my crosshair is gonna kind of bias the right side of this bot's head. Easier said than done, of course, but this time I'm strafing to the right, my crosshair is biasing the left side. It's gonna jitter on and off a little bit, but feel free to go further away if it makes it easier for you, and then close the distance when you get a little bit better. But that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Just understanding that when you're strafing to the left, when you're tracking the bot, you're actually not aiming in the center, you're aiming on the right a little bit. Because naturally, when you end your strafe, your crosshair is going to pull into the target. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
So I'll let you do that for a little bit. Eliminate 50. Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
If only. Keep moving. This is fine. Most Valorant players hate tracking. Not really part of Valorant normally. But you're already getting better at it, I can see.
It is easier from farther away.
It is,
but
yeah.
then I keep walking farther away.
Yeah, feel free to start easiest if you like. Like you can go super far if you want.
Yeah, I remember when you showed me the Valen's warm-ups, and he has tracking in his routine. After doing that a couple times, I immediately felt like I was doing so much better, or like focusing on my crosshair placement better. So I should probably add that back in.
It's definitely one of those things that gets overlooked. I mean, even for myself, I've been playing like FPS games for like, it sounds weird to say, but like probably close to 10 years now. And I pretty much neglected tracking training until like the past year or two. So not really something that gets utilized actively or trained actively in this game. But once you develop the sub skill, it's very useful. A lot of reasons.
Useful for?
Yeah, it's the smoothness part helps with crosshair placement a ton. Like if you're like holding an angle and you're moving around. But also like tracking like inherently trains your micro adjustments. Because if you think about it in a weird way, every single time you're tracking, you're just doing a mini micro adjustment. So this looks good. What I want you to do next, and I'll show you first. We'll continue doing it with this bot here, instead of moving back to the wall. It can be any bot actually, but I just want you to continue this tracking. But this time we're going to use a sheriff, and then after you finish your strafe, I'm just going to let you one tap it. And remember that your movement will move your crosshair with you. So when you're going to the far right here, you should be trying to track your crosshair a little bit to the opposite side. I know I keep saying it, and you don't have to honestly like think about it too much, but what you'll notice is your crosshair is going to eventually deviate off of the target like this. Notice how I'm strafing and comes off. So what I want to do is actually pre-aim a little bit more to the side so that when I finish the strafe, it naturally just lets me shoot right away. And that's the goal you want to do. As soon as you finish strafing, the target should be on target.
Okay, so...
No, it's okay. Mine was not on target either, and I've been playing this game for years. So. You don't have to add in the shooting if you don't want to. You just want to see if the crosshair is finally on target when you stop.
Ah. Okay.
We are close though. I think to me that's pretty acceptable as long as we're like pretty close. Obviously the closer the better. and being on target is ideal solution.
Oh wait, so okay. Sorry, I need to like drill it
Calibrate.
into my head on the other side.
Yes.
So like here.
Yes.
Okay.
That looks good. That one looks great.
That one I think I corrected, but I'm not sure.
No, it's okay. It should all be fill based. Like I don't want you to overthink it. Just get in some reps, some mindless reps. If you want, you can pick like a focal point. So some people like to stare at their crosshair. Just trust your subconscious. Inner Game of Tennis vibes, if anyone has read it.
Inner Game of Tennis.
Yes.
I'll add that to my list.
Great book. The whole premise of the book is basically teaching tennis without instruction, but rather just visually seeing and then focusing on something. Melee players love talking about Inner Game of Tennis. Yeah, it's for anything mechanical, it's a great book, I think. We're already looking better. I just want you to know that. You could smooth out your tracking a little bit, which won't happen in this stream.
Yeah.
In the future, it'll feel a lot more natural for you.
Oh no.
No, that's
Felt
good.
like I was dragging a lot on the opposite.
It is one of those things that will happen.
Fix
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
jittery. Because I do feel it like jumping.
Mm-hmm.
How do I fix that?
Yeah, can you clarify for me? Do you mean the jitter like at the end or like throughout the motion?
I think it's more throughout.
Yeah.
I guess it'll just take reps of
So that's
this.
we can use aim training for that to get a bit better reps, but the basic concept for that is called smoothness, smoothness training. It's hard.
Okay.
It's very hard.
Maybe I won't focus on that.
No, it's great to use though, but yeah, your crosshair will always jitter, unless you have aimbot. So, that is just something that will happen. Some things that you can do to help the smoothness, is kind of imagining brushstrokes. Like that's kind of what I did when I was training smoothness. I would imagine I'm like painting with my mouse across the mouse pad. I don't know if that helps you, but aside from that, it really is just training. And there are some great tasks to do that. I can recommend a couple if you'd like after this.
Okay.
I'll just let you finish this out. I think you have looks like 24 more bots, and then we'll move back to the bursting drill and see where we are with that. But we're already smoothing out a lot. This is looking good.
Then I won't do two directions. I'll just try one.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, that's probably a better way to start. I always forget that like strafing in two different ways might feel a bit unnatural. For chat, if you're curious about the centering tasks, I believe one of them is called, I might be remembering the one from Kovacs, but it's like centering 180. And I think there's a Valorant one on the ramp routine called anti-centering 180, I think, or anti-centering. Both are good. I was struggling to aim, so I channeled my inner art master. Imagine painting a canvas with my enemies' heads.
It's all paint to me.
Yes, it's all paint. Nice. Very nice.
This is gonna tire out my forearm.
Yeah. I am slightly embarrassed to say when I used to, like I would aim train for like 5 minutes and my forearm would just be completely exhausted and I would have to take breaks. So
I think that's me. It's okay.
yeah, I don't know. Not being active in the real world. Okay, cool. Looks like that was the 50.
Yippee.
Let's go back to the burst drill. So I'm gonna tab back in here. Yeah, okay, so super simple. Let's just start with this drill again. You might have to remind me what these trips look like, but we could move that after. I just really want to get this tracking thing down first. So really try to emphasize the smoothness here. Notice how like when I stop, my crosshair kind of just lands where it's going to be shooting. Like I'm not stopping and adjusting. It's just stop, shoot, stop, shoot. And that's kind of what I want to see here. And it almost feels like right before I start my strafe, I kind of move my mouse a little bit to kind of give myself a little buffer room. I don't know if other people do that naturally, but like right before I start my strafe, I find myself moving my mouse just a little bit to the other side, kind of give myself a little bit of breathing room.
Stop, shoot, move. This was the first lesson from chat when I first started playing.
Oh, shoot, move.
But I'm noticing my strafes are baby strafes again.
Yeah, feel free to exaggerate them. Big boy strafes. I love big boy strafes. I was watching a Zaska video and he was saying no less than 2 steps. I was like, I like that.
Oh.
I'll take that. No less than 2
That's
steps.
good to keep in mind.
Yeah. That was Zaska. Got some great mechanical coaching videos. This looks great, by the way. The jitters are getting less and less. So we are a big stepper. Isn't that a song?
Yeah, big Kendrick Lamar fans in this chat.
I see. Oh, those were perfect. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Ruin your flow.
I'll never live up to that one.
It's looking good though. Chad, do you agree? This looks good.
Oops.
See, I just gotta stop talking.
The 2 steps actually really helps a lot. What?
Shout out Zasco. Okay. We're gonna hop back over. I'm gonna increase the cadence a little bit. So, what we were doing is we were going pretty large. I guess you could use these shadows as guidelines. I think that's what Huge was talking about. But I want it to kind of speed up a little bit. You don't have to go this cadence if you don't want to. But if you want, you can put a BPM thing on as well. I've never really trained with the BPM, so I'm not going to comment too much on it. But if that makes you more comfortable, or if you think it makes more sense to you, by all means. But I want you to kind of do this, and I'll slow it down a little bit for you. We're kind of just doing that little thing where I'm moving my crosshair a little bit before I start moving again. Then I'm stopping and shooting, and then I slowly ramp it up. But we just want a slightly tighter cadence here. And of course, this goes against to what you were just saying. This is not big boy strafes. These are like kind of more micro bursts. This is kind of how you would shoot in game when like you're going very quickly here. I don't expect you to shoot like this in game yet, but I just want to see if you're able to do it on a stationary target where you're kind of just going a little quicker, hitting the max speed on burst strafing. Because right now we're in a very comfortable cadence that's not like too slow, not too fast, but it's definitely not close to max speed yet. And then this is max speed because your bullets aren't going inaccurate. But if you go to a bit quicker here, my bullets will eventually start going inaccurate, which is where you start pushing max speed, which, if you wanted to know a little bit more complicated, technically this is like the limit of the burst strafing, but you have a limited amount of burst strafes you can do with the speed because, as you can kind of see, it starts going inaccurate after a couple of shots. So you can maintain this cadence for your first like 5 bursts or so, maybe 4, but it's not infinite. Whereas like the burst strafe cadence I'm trying to get you to do here, slightly slower, but you can technically do it infinitely where your bullets aren't affected by recoil. If that makes sense. I will say it is nice to see that we're actually bursting now, because I remember when we first were doing this, we were shooting like 3 bullets.
Well, it's also sometimes I feel like I hit the wrong spot on my mouse and then it hits 1 instead of 2. I don't know. I have to really focus.
Let's see.
Oh, like it just happened there.
Okay. Let's push the speed just a little bit.
Okay. I can pull up the metronome, the one that I've been using for warm-ups.
Sure. Completely up to you.
Let's see. What do you think is a good BPM?
If I recall, it was like 130 or 110.
130.
Let me pull up the video.
No way. I think it was just 100. Because I started at like 95 BPM and then slowly increased it until I got to 100.
I bet you're correct. I'm gonna pull up the video.
I'm using metronomeonline.com.
Okay, so he starts with 110.
110.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh
He
my
starts
God.
with 80. That's what we were doing at the start. And then you will eventually scale up to 110.
Oh, so I haven't even reached it yet. Cause I'm pretty sure I've just been at 100.
I gotcha.
Oh my God. Hold on. Oh my God. There's so much pressure added with the metronome.
Okay, I can't even hear it, so it's all self-induced at this point.
You're right. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can.
We'll do 95.
Okay. Wait, that looks great. I'm not even capping.
Yippee.
Yeah, we like this or what? You might just have to play with the metronome. Imagine the metronome's just in the back of your head the entire game.
If I just listen to it enough, I can just play it in my head.
Gotcha. I do see the FPS jitters.
Yeah, that's a little annoying.
Yeah. 95, perfectly fine. 100, too much. You could go to 100.
Okay, let's try 100. No, it's too much.
It's because of the lag, I swear. The FPS jitters are too much. What's funny is I can't hear the beat, but I can hear your keyboard. So it's like, I get my own metronome. Now, what do we think? Yay or nay? We should be able to go to 110.
It's kind of wide of an.
Yeah, it could be tighter. That's where the tracking training comes in, I suppose.
Okay. You want me to go 110?
Let's try it.
Okay.
I mean, we're looking pretty good. No blue bars.
I'm straining my arm so bad right now, though. I'm so anxious.
Let's go back to 80. I want to see what the difference is.
Okay.
By 80, surely we could be strafing wider, right?
Yeah, I'm getting in my head about it.
That's okay.
Okay, that one I felt like I was moving, but it was still orange.
I wasn't even paying attention. It looked like we were good. Oh yeah, look at that cadence. That's good. This is like the calibration start, you know? It's like anytime you need to recalibrate, 80 BPM. This feels so slow now. It does.
It still feels very wide, but I'm gonna blame my FPS on that.
Yeah, that's fine. The other thing I wanted to do, which I don't know if you want to explore today, but maybe you can just give it a go for a little bit, is spraying, because that bursting looks pretty good. Training the spraying. I'm a big advocator in spraying, as you know. I think it really simplifies the game. I know 9 out of 10 content creators are gonna say that they prefer training 2 bullet bursts and strafing first. But I think that it's a bit overemphasized. So let's start with spraying. Which to be honest, I don't know a BPM for this one. I don't think you can use BPM for this one, so you're gonna have to try to figure this one out in terms of this feel. My quick tip for spraying, which to be honest, I don't want you to think too much about it, but you just need to remember that the spray goes up exponentially, right? So it starts a bit slower here. The first 3 bullets are really accurate. The first 2 bullets are super good, which is why we burst in this game. The third one starts to jump a little bit. And then the fourth bullet and onwards is where you really start to pull down, and then you stop pulling down once you reach like the 10th or so bullet. So pretty much after the 10th or so bullet, it only goes to the side, which means when you're practicing your spraying, you only control this vertical motion here. Everything after that is pretty much RNG, going to be random. You can kind of get the feel for the first 10 bullets by just shooting against the wall a little bit, and then you kind of want to counter it. So you can do it in sequences. That's probably going to be it seems like you really like to do the iterative approach, like going very slowly. So maybe what we can do is you could practice your spray with the first 3 bullets or 3 to 4 bullets, and then slowly add more bullets in after that. I think that would probably be the best for you. So you already know the 2 bullets. It's pretty much on target. Let's add a little bit more and see what that looks like. And then, yeah, let's just start there, and then we'll add the more bullets after.
Okay.
You're going to be slowly moving the spray. First FPS, I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, so quick reminder, the first 2 bullets you don't have to pull down at all. So you're really only starting to pull down after the second bullet. Perfect. Yep. Good. Good. Good.
Oh no.
It's okay. That 4th and 5th bullet, that's where it really starts to jump a little bit. But I promise you, once you like get the feel for it, it's almost like you didn't even know it existed. It's like I don't even think about spraying at all. It just happens. Riding a bike or brushing your teeth or walking. it becomes all automatic. Okay, so let's kind of recap what we're doing so far. So we trained the bursting, which your 2 bullets are pretty accurate. We added a couple more bullets after. That's kind of where we're at now, where we added a couple more bullets. What we want to do now is keep this side-to-side motion at the same height. So notice how when I start pulling down and it starts going side to side, my bullets are all around the same height. So the way that you want to confirm this in the drill, you want to exaggerate it first so you can get the visual confirmation. So in other words, pull down and then let go to when you think you need to stop shooting, and just let the spray continue going left to right to see if you were correct. And if it's around head height, I would say that's a win. I wonder if it'd be better to do this on the bot, maybe. But pull down and then just let it go left to right and see if you're getting headshots. So I would say this one's a little bit high for me, a little bit high. So pull down again, and then if I let go here, this I would say is pretty good, ending at head height. So I think exaggerating your drill here so you can kind of get a feel to see if you're right or wrong will help in terms of that feedback. Just give that a go and seeing if you're pulling down enough, stopping the pulling down at the right time, and letting the spray continue.
Okay. And by pulling up the mouse, you mean physically off the...
Correct, off the mouse pad.
Okay. Oh god.
No, that's a good height. Look at that. That was good.
That's scary. Okay. It's kind of hard to, because with this I have like a visual
Yeah.
representation.
If you want, you can go back to the target too. I'm okay with that.
Oh.
A little bit high on that one.
Okay.
So what I've learned from reading the inner game of tennis is like things like too high or too low or too deep or too strong, like subjective stuff like that is like never useful. It's better to actually like just focus your attention on some arbitrary thing, like your crosshair or the feel of your hand or yeah, your grip tension, like something that is like different. I don't know what came to mind for you, but
I think I'll have to do it a couple more times to figure it out.
what you actually focus on, I would say, is like not important. I think in the book, it's like focusing your visual focus on the seams of the ball, which is like completely random, you know? So you basically just want to give your system 1 something to focus on so your system 2 can take over. It's like the more we think about it, because we suck as humans. Drones asked, do you want to grip your mouse like you're holding an egg and don't want to break it, or should it be tight? That gets into the whole conversation of tension management. I know everyone recommends the whole egg thing, and that's because most people grip their mouse too tightly, but it's not, it's like the other end of the spectrum. You should be able to kind of manage your tension. Yeah, I'd say we're in a good spot with this. We can revisit this where we look in a week, maybe to finish off. I like maybe a couple of DMs.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the voice in your head that I want you to be able to switch your shooting style between bursting and spraying. I do realize that this is probably jumping ahead a little bit, so I'm not gonna do it too much. But the ratio I'm thinking of is like 80% bursting, 20% spraying. And it's not going to be for set fights for now. So I might tell you to spray and you might see a guy 50 meters away. But if you're in spraying mode, just commit to it.
Okay.
W bursts.
Oh my goodness. Someone's at me from behind. Okay.
That's okay.
Oh no. Sorry, this is just the warm-up, chat. Ignore that.
And don't even stress. Deathmatch, people try too hard to win deathmatch, so we're here for repetition.
It's okay. Oh, well, I thought I was here to win too.
Oh, were you? I never played deathmatch to win, so... Well, I shouldn't say never, I used to. And I realized it was a lost cause. You're in full bursty mode.
Oh no.
Okay, if you die, you die. That's not what we're focused on. We're focused on looking at our technique here. You will just insta die. That is Valorant, you know? That is Valorant. Die, you die. Wisdom's with dope eye. Nice.
Oh.
That's okay. It's okay. We're in bursty mode. This is the downside of playing deathmatch sometimes. You just get shot a lot in the side. But is the life. Good bursts. Good bursts.
Oh. What the?
That's okay.
Hello?
It's okay. You got body tagged a couple of times, which slows you down, so it'll mess everything up. Okay. Slow it down a little bit if you need to.
Okay.
We're in the bursty mode. Shoot burst. Shoot move. Like how we were doing in the range. Nice.
Ah!
That's good.
I get jump scared every single time.
No. Valorant's actually a horror game in disguise.
Actually, it's always the sky, I think.
Yeah.
I need to just avoid.
This guy's pretty good. Little
That was
panic.
panic. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It'll happen. We just gotta pretend like we are cool, calm, and collected.
Right. Okay.
Cool, calm, and collected. It's okay. Very nice. Don't forget to breathe.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know if chat sees it, but your crosshair placement's gone like really good in comparison.
Yippee. I also lowered my sends down a little when I got back. I don't know why.
I did see like 0.3 to 0.27.
Yeah. Wait, how did you see? Oh,
Uh,
when I had my settings up?
yeah. And on the range, it shows it under the start and practice button.
Oh.
I mean, I have a virus installed on your computer. I can see everything.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Monitoring me.
Yeah.
Just making sure I'm using all of my knowledge from coaching sessions.
Yeah, let's switch to spraying mode for this. Let's just spray everything.
Okay. Ah!
Okay. If you want, you can practice on the wall for a little bit. Yeah, the spraying moving targets is typically where people whiff the most in this game. Okay, we have to recalibrate. We have to recalibrate the spray.
Yeah. Oh.
We are cool, calm, and collected.
I don't think I could do it from that far away.
Spraying far range is tough. I wonder if it's better to like play death matches in themes. Like in the warm-up of the death match, you like practice on a wall the bursting and then go for the rest of the warm-up, the rest of the death match with the bursting. And then you play a separate death match where you're spraying the wall during the warm-up. Obviously people are going to shoot you in the side, but then when the actual death matches start, then you kind of just proceed with the bursting or the spraying. I wonder if that would just be better, because I feel like when I see your technique when you're focusing on it and that's the one thing you're doing, you can see the progressive like iteration and you're doing pretty well. But like going back and forth between the two is going to be alien, obviously.
Yeah.
Especially because you're taking this break. So I wonder if just for this point in time, maybe specifically this week, approaching deathmatch in that way could be useful. I mean, I think we're looking pretty good though. I think at this point it really is just going to be drilling it for the rest of the week. But I think that's probably a good stopping point.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Maybe we can outline some of this a little bit. I feel like there's just so much we can do in terms of the range that it's kind of a little bit. It can get overwhelming, I guess, in terms of outlining, because like we could do a million things. So kill bots left to right, jump on ledge, kill bots left to right, tracking on eliminate 50, facing the opposite edge of the target, optional sheriff usage. That's probably what I would recommend. BPM for bursting, cool. 80, 95, 110, spray and wall, building up spray 2, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 10, and then 10 plus. Left mouse, stop pulling down to ensure head height, and then focus death matches. Maybe we can aim for 5 death matches in a day, or I guess like 5 death matches. So what would that be? 4, that would be 4 burst focused and then 1 spray focused. For the sake of alternating, maybe you do it in like 2 burst, 1 spray, 2 burst. So you can end like that. And to be honest, this type of thing, this will probably take you what I would guess like 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. And if that takes up all of your time, you don't have time to play ranked games, that's okay. You can only play like 1 or 2 ranked games after that, that's also okay. Let's take this week in particular to really focus on unresting and building up our mechanics rather than actually getting ranked repetitions out.
Okay.
Just treat the ranked games as like a bonus if you have time for it. If you want to do it, go ahead. But make sure that you kind of go through these first.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Any questions, comments, concerns?
This is extremely unrelated, but since we're on the notes page,
Sure.
if you scroll back up to the, what's it called? Econ notes, I was going to ask you to add the shield stuff to it, because
like what shields you
I'm
buy.
not doing a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just paying attention to this.
Yeah, let's see. Wind pistol rounds. Shield is optional depending on your buy here. So second round you buy light shield or regen shield. If you have money for regen shield, this is what you prioritize. Then you prioritize regen. Let me actually add this as a... And then pretty much every gun round, if you can buy full. If you don't have utility, it's okay to have light shield. So basically, if you have money, buy full shields, but it's also completely acceptable to have light shields.
And you would prefer the light shield over the regen shield?
That's a great question. When I watch matches, people tend to buy regen shield, but when I play, I've only bought regen shield round 2. So I haven't explored buying regen shield on other rounds yet. It's either light shields or full shields for me throughout the game. So yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a good next step, because when I was playing the other day, I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do with the shields?
Yeah.
But completely unrelated, and just in my bonus games for this week.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you as well. And yeah, you have a good one. You have a good week. Alrighty, you take care.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.